In this video, we'll be learning how to use the properties of 30, 60, 90 right triangles to solve for the missing legs or hypotenuse of the triangle. So the 30, 60, 90 triangle is actually half of an equilateral triangle. It can be drawn, it can be formed by drawing the altitude of an equilateral triangle or the height. There's 4 equations that you need to use when solving for the missing sides here. But all equations, if you look at them, contain the short leg. So the short leg is the most important leg that you need when solving for the other sides because it connects the other two together. If you know the hypotenuse, you can't get the long leg unless you know the short leg. And if you know the long leg, you can't get the hypotenuse unless you know the short leg. Your hypotenuse is always directly across from your 90-degree angle. And then your other 2 legs, the longer one is called the long leg, the shorter is called your short leg. The hypotenuse is found by taking 2 times the short leg, and the long leg is found by doing the short leg times the square root of 3. Here in example 1, we're going to solve for x and y. So if you look at x, that's our hypotenuse. The formula for hypotenuse is 2 times the short leg. So we need to label our other sides. Here, 9 would be our short leg, and y would be our long leg. So this would be 2 times 9 then, or 18. So our hypotenuse is equal to 18. And then the long leg is found by doing the short leg times square root of 3. The short leg again was 9, so the long leg would be 9 square root of 3. So here our answer for x then is 18, and our answer for y is 9 square root of 3. In picture number 2, 4 root 3 would be our hypotenuse because it's directly across the 90-degree angle. So our other sides are our short and our long leg. We need to find the short leg before the long leg because there's no formula that connects the hypotenuse to the long leg. So we're going to do the formula for short leg. And since we know the hypotenuse, we're going to use the formula that has hypotenuse, which is hypotenuse divided by 2. So 4 root 3 divided by 2, or 2 root 3. Now that we know the short leg, we can find the long leg. The formula for long leg is short times square root of 3. So we're going to do 2 square root of 3 times square root of 3. Square root of 3 times square root of 3 is 3. So here our answer would be 6. So for this question, x is equal to 6 and y is equal to 2 square root of 3. In the next problem, y would be our hypotenuse because it's directly across from the 90-degree angle. So x would be our short leg, and 9 root 3 would be our long leg. Remember, we need to find the short leg before we can find the hypotenuse. So the formula for short leg, if you know the long leg, is the long leg divided by square root of 3. So here we're going to do 9 square root of 3 divided by square root of 3. Since we have the same thing on the top and bottom, they cancel, so you're just left with 9. Now that we know the short leg, we can get the hypotenuse. The formula for hypotenuse is 2 times the short leg. So 2 times 9 is equal to 18. So for this problem, x equals 9 and y equals 18. In our next example, y is the hypotenuse because it's directly across the 90-degree angle. So 20 would be our short leg and x would be our long leg. Here it doesn't matter which one we find first. I'm just going to find x first. So our long leg, the formula is the short leg times square root of 3. So it would be 20 square root of 3. And then the formula for hypotenuse is 2 times the short leg. So 2 times 20 equals 40. So for this problem, x equals 20 square root of 3 and y is equal to 40. In our next example, 98 would be our hypotenuse because it's directly across the 90-degree angle. So x would be our short leg and y would be our long leg. And then the formula for short leg, when you know the hypotenuse, is hypotenuse divided by 2. So we do 98 divided by 2, that comes out to 49. And our long leg is equal to the short leg times square root of 3. So it would be 49 square root of 3. So for this problem, x equals 49 and y equals 49 square root of 3. On this next problem, y would be our hypotenuse, so x would be our short leg, and 12 would be our long leg. So we need to find the short leg first. So the formula for short leg, when you know the long leg, is long leg divided by square root of 3. So here it would be 12 divided by root 3. If you remember from previous lessons, you don't want a radical in the denominator. So to get rid of that, we're going to have to multiply by root 3 over root 3. So on the top, we get 12 root 3. On the bottom, root 3 times root 3 is just 3. If we divide now, this comes out to 4 square root of 3. So that would be our short leg. And then to get the hypotenuse, it's 2 times the short. So we would do 2 times 4 root 3, which is 8 root 3. So here our answer for x is 4 root 3, and our answer for y is 8 root 3. Now the last question here is a word problem. It says an equilateral triangle has an altitude of 33 feet. Determine the length of a side. So if we draw an equilateral triangle, the altitude would be the height. So here our height is 33 feet. Remember, a 30, 60, 90 is actually half of an equilateral triangle. So what they want us to do here is they want us to find one of the sides, which is actually the hypotenuse. And it's like they're giving us the long leg, and we need to find the short leg first in order to find that hypotenuse. So the short leg, if you know the long leg, is long divided by root 3. Remember, you don't want a root 3 in the denominator, so we're going to multiply by root 3 over root 3. So we get 33 root 3 divided by 3. And then if you divide, this comes out to 11 square root of 3. So that would be the short leg. Now if we want the hypotenuse, you do 2 times the short leg. So 2 times 11 square root of 3 is 22 root 3. And that would be our hypotenuse. So now that we know the hypotenuse, that's the side of the equilateral triangle, we just need to make sure to include units in our answer. So the length of a side would be 22 square root of 3 feet.